Hey everybody, Brian here for Work to Game, and it's time to talk a lot about Final Fantasy, Square-Enix, lots of little news pieces, a little bit of Smash Brothers, especially as it relates to Square-Enix. There's a lot to discuss today, so I'm looking forward to your thoughts, and hopefully you guys are having a fantastic week, and hopefully you guys have a fantastic weekend. But let's go ahead and dive into the news. First up, we've got Letter from the Producer live, scheduled for July 22nd. This is going to be going over patch 5.3. If you guys haven't seen kind of the previous coverage, in this case 5.3 part 2 is going to show us in-game some of the systems that they've talked about, some of the trials, some of the raid, but nothing too much to even possibly ruin for us. Yoshi P likes to kind of tease it off, and we get a good look over the bullet points of what they said is coming with patch 5.3, what we can look forward to for the future 3.5 and more. So there's going to be a lot to discuss, a lot of excitement building up to obviously the patch 5.3 update, which is the August the 11th. So I'm personally very excited to continue the story and see the conclusion of Shadowbringers with this patch, and then see that as it unfolds to whatever's they're going to build to for 6.0. And if some of the rumored leaks are to be believed, I don't want to hash on that too much. Obviously, it looks like Final Fantasy XIV is going to have a very exciting and kind of maybe a little bit of chaotic future. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Anyhow, guys, let me know what you're thinking in that regards, but we're going to be covering the update here, or at least the live letter here on the 22nd. So hopefully you can tune in, we can hang out and get some awesome Final Fantasy stuff in our lives as we've been waiting patiently for obviously this big update, which obviously because of the issues has been delayed. But I've got some really cool ideas, and I got some questions for you coming up when it comes to Final Fantasy IX. Final Fantasy IX, they sat down for the 20th anniversary of this game, and the devs talked about how they wanted to continue the story for Final Fantasy IX. So my first question to you guys is, would you want them to do a Final Fantasy VII R style remake for Final Fantasy IX before continuing the story, or would you rather see them really just kind of build in Final Fantasy IX 2 with, like, I mean, I'm not talking about a remake like, it doesn't need to be an action RPG. I think one of the things that'd be really exciting to see is that what could they do visually from the start with 9, bringing it obviously into the latest generation. One of the things that for me I would love is just taking these models, taking the world, and just like elevating it to the max. When we look at like games like Octopath Traveler and how they've taken kind of this classic style, brought it into kind of a modern aesthetic, making it very beautiful, and doing the same thing in case of 9, not necessarily doing it to Octopath Traveler, but doing it in a way that it's like, wow, that is like next generation, kind of an old school take on it. But that's just my perspective. I think one of the things that as a longtime Final Fantasy player, I think there's definitely room for the action, and there's also room for obviously, the turn-based and kind of that strategy. But that's just my thoughts and perspective on it. Love to know yours. But so let me know in the comments below what you're thinking. If you'd like to see them revisit 9, kind of redo something with there before continuing on, or if they just kind of jump into Final Fantasy IX Part 2. Either way, I would love it. I think Final Fantasy IX is one of the best, at least in the top 5 or top 6 Final Fantasy games. When it comes down to my official rankings, I'm still working my way through it again, especially as an adult, to see how that kind of plays out. But ultimately, we'll have to wait and see. Now, where this is going to get fun is that, guys, there is a Octopath Traveler Spirit event coming to Smash Brothers, and it starts today. So if you guys haven't done the Spirit stuff in Smash Brothers and you want to go get some Octopath Traveler Spirits, be sure to go check that out. And I think this is a limited run, so you might only have a week or two to do this. But ultimately, Smash Brothers Ultimately, I'm very excited. Maddie and I have been playing a lot more Smash lately, as she's definitely developed more skills when it comes to this fighter. And we're not done with Smash Brothers news, because this is where we dive into rumors that Kingdom Hearts Sora could join as a DLC character. Why is this interesting and exciting? Well, more Square-Enix. And so my question from just this article alone to you guys would be, who would you want to see besides Sora from the Square-Enix library? For me, I would love to see Vivi as a fighter. I love casters. I love magic. Sora is obviously a key blade wielding, which basically would be another sword character in my opinion. And we can kind of debate on if we have too many sword characters or not. But I'd love to see Vivi as another Square Enix kind of representation there, especially from the Final Fantasy world, not just with the sprites and the different things that they have connected. Now, that's just my personal opinion. Again, I'd love to know, out of the entirety of the Square Enix's like catalog, is there a specific character or job that you'd love to see brought into Smash Brothers? But you can check out this article. Basically, it summarizes obviously how powerful Ultimate is becoming, just in a marketing tool itself with these other games, and the success of Kingdom Hearts isn't to be, you know, like diminished at all. Like this, I think would be a fantastic character, and I think Sora would actually be a really good fit, especially with just how well and colorful Smash Brothers has become outside of, and we're not really going to dive into it in this video, current ongoing issues within the gaming structure. If you guys want me to actually weigh in on that topic, not just with Smash, but just what's going on in the game industry, just let me know. I've personally been holding off on sharing my thoughts on any of that crap because I'm too angry about it, and I've been just kind of like, there's just too much to be angry about in the world, and I'm not trying to sit here and add on to that. So, last but not least, as I kind of had that little aside there, Dragon Quest Tactics is a new strategy game coming to mobile phones. Why am I talking about a mobile game? Well, honestly, I think and hope that with Dragon Quest Tact, hopefully it's successful with the fact that I have BlueStacks. My hope is that with any of these things, that they could obviously make their way, if good and balanced and not too much gacha, into like a, you know, Switch game, or into more Dragon Quest into my life is a good thing. Beyond that, though, I'm still hoping, still praying, still, what the hell, Square Enix? Where is our Final Fantasy Tactics on, like, either remake, remaster, whatever? Why is Tactics from Final Fantasy so just, like, invisible? Yes, I've got it on BlueStacks, and I like playing it. It's really a good game. I'm slowly just kind of making my way again through that with whatever limited time, but I just sit here, I'm just like, why do I have to do that in the first place? This is kind of a weird twist on Dragon Quest Tactics. It's coming to Japan. We still don't have anything to see on it. The nice thing is that we don't have much longer to wait on Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. That's going to be in August, and that's got that cross-play element, and that's coming to phones and console. You know, so it's like, I'm hoping that we'll see more and more game developers make that transition. And when we talk about like the future of games, we're still obviously waiting for more and more Square Enix news as it relates to 16 or what's coming next. It looks like, if you guys haven't seen though, like Square Enix is talking about July and August to really start showing off more of their future projects, and that's gotten me really excited. Don't know when that's going to be, but the theory that we're working with is that Xbox is doing their event on July the 23rd. And we're going to be live covering that either on Ginger Prime Gaming, or on Twitch. Don't know yet. We'll make some announcements when it comes down to kind of that project and stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm really excited to see what ultimately they deliver, where we're going to go from here when it comes to the future of what Square Enix stuff. So the final question for you guys here in this case is that, out of everything we've covered, what is it that we're not hearing yet? What are you specifically looking forward when it comes to Square Enix, when it comes to your next game, when it comes to the next generation consoles? Like, any and all thoughts, I'd really love to know your thought, you know, or where you're at in the comments below, so we can kind of have some fun and have some discussions wrapped around that. But without, you know, just like arbitrarily making this video like ridiculously long for no reason whatsoever, that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Hopefully you're having a good week or weekend. And yeah, love you faces. Hopefully I see you in my next video. But until then, take care. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. This video is sponsored by me. If you guys like podcast and long form content, I hope you check out Ginger Gaming Radio. Link will be in the description of this video below. So if you're still watching this video, thank you, and check out the new channel for more content, and hopefully you enjoy. Thank you.